Jai Hind everyone, I am Dr. Nitisha Shrivastava, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College in Ghaziabad in Uttar Pradesh in India. Now we will take up a practice numerical on the topic of root locus in control system. The numerical which we are taking up is GSHS is equal to K into S plus 1 divided by S into S plus 2 into S square plus 2S plus 1. So here we can see that the number of poles are 4. We can see that the number of poles here are 4 and the number of zeros are 1. So that is S is equal to minus 1 and is the 0, that is Z is equal to 1 and whereas P is equal to 4. So what are the pole locations? We have one pole at the origin, one pole at minus 2, then minus 1 plus 2j and minus 1 minus 2j. So these are the complex poles and 1 0 at minus 1. So we will mark this on the S plane. This is the origin, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2, minus J1, minus J2, this is J1 and J2. So we are going to mark the pole on the S plane. One pole at the origin, that is S is equal to 0, S is equal to minus 2 with a cross sign, and we have minus 1 plus 2j, this is minus 1 plus 2j and this is minus 1 minus 2j. So the 4 poles are marked on the S plane. There is 1 0 at minus 1. So the 1 0 we are going to mark here at minus 1. So the poles and zeros marked on the S plane. Now since we are plotting the root locus, we need to find out how many loci is there for this system. So number of loci is found out by the expression P, a number of poles and number of zeros. Since P is greater than Z, that is P is 4 and Z is 1, so the number of loci is 4 as because P is greater than Z. Now to know how many loci will move towards infinity, starting from the varying parameter k is equal to 0 to k is equal to infinity, we can check that P minus Z is equal to 3. So the number of loci which will be going to infinity is 3. As we know that the root loci starts at open loop pole and terminates at an open loop 0 or it terminates at infinity. So here we can see that there is 1 0 in the system. So one loci will start at an open loop pole and terminate at an open loop 0, whereas the remaining 3 will terminate at infinity. Now to know which part of the real axis is part of root locus. To know which part is part of root locus on the real axis, this entire x-axis is the real axis. So to check this, we will see which part here. Now when I look at the right part of this, we don't have any poles and zeros. To start with, when I look the position on the real axis between 0 and minus 1. The right side of minus 1 has an odd number of poles. That is, we can see that there is only one pole at the origin. So, the root locus between minus 1 and 0, the root locus between minus 1 and 0, the real axis of this part is part of root locus. Now, to check whether the part which is on the left side of minus 1. Now, when I look from the left side of minus 1, when I stand here and look on the right side, the number of poles plus zeros should be an odd number for that part of the real axis to be a part of root locus. So, when I look from minus 1 to minus 2, when I look from this side, I can see that the number of poles 1, 2, 3 poles and there is 1 0. So, 3 plus 1 is 4, which is an even number. Therefore, this part between minus 2 and minus 1, when I look on the right hand side, the number of poles plus zeros is an even number. Therefore, minus 2 lying, the area between minus 2 and minus 1 on the real axis is not part of root locus. Now, the real axis on the left of minus 2, we are checking of this part, the real locus on the left of minus 2. When I stand here and look towards the right side, the sum of poles plus zeros should be an odd number. So, when I look from this side till infinity, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, 5 is an odd number. Therefore, this part of the real axis on which the root locus is present is part of root locus. So, on real axis, we have right of minus 1, this part, and the left of minus 2, that is this side. This part is part of root locus. As we know that the number of loci going towards infinity is 3. So, we need to find the centroid and the angle of asymptotes. The formula to find centroid is sum of poles minus sum of zeros divided by p minus z. So, sum of poles is 0 and the value of the pole is minus 2. So, 0 minus 2 minus 1 plus 2j minus 1 minus 2j and minus sum of zeros. So, 0 is located at minus 1. So, this is minus 1. So, on solving this, we find that centroid is coming out to be minus 1. This denominator is p minus z, which is 3. Now, to find the angle of asymptotes, the formula to find angle of asymptotes is phi a is equal to 180 degree into 2q plus 1 divided by p minus z. Since there are 3 loci which will be going to infinity, it means that we are going to first substitute q is equal to 0. So, we get that phi a1 is equal to 180 degree divided by p minus z, which is 3, is 60 degree. Then, when we substitute q is equal to 1, phi a2 is 180 degree into 3 divided by 3, that is 2q plus 1, 2 into 1, 1 and this is 3. So, this comes out to be 180 degree. Similarly, the angle of asymptote, that is phi a3, for that we substitute q is equal to 2 into In this case, we get 180 degree into, that is 5 upon 3, which is 300 degree. So the angle of asymptotes are 60 degree, 180 degree and 300 degree, whereas the centroid is -1. So we'll draw the asymptotes. This is also the centroid, which is -1, and we have the 3 angle of asymptotes. One is 180 degree, this is 180 degree, then we have 60 degree and 300 degree. We know that the root locus is symmetrical about the real axis. So we are going to draw 60 degree approximately. So this is 60 degree and this is 300 degree. So these are the angle of asymptotes. Now since we have complex poles, so we need to find out the angle of departure. The formula for angle of departure is phi d is equal to 180 degree minus sum of angles of vectors drawn to the origin, drawn to this pole from other poles, and sum of the angles of vectors drawn to this pole from the zeros. So to look these angles, to find out these angles, we need to draw these vectors, sum of the angles of vectors drawn to this pole. Since we are talking about the complex pole, so we are talking about this pole. We are talking about this 2 complex poles. We need to find the angle of departure. So first we need to draw the vectors. So this is 1 from this pole from -2 to this, from 0 to the complex pole, from the 0 and from this pole. So we can check out the angles. This angle is 90 degree with the real axis and this angle is also 90 degree with the real axis. Now to find this angle with the real axis, and we have to find this angle with the real axis. To find that, we can simply apply use the trigonometric part, that is we need this angle. So we'll first find out the angle inside it. Let us say we will first find out this angle and subtract it by 180 degree. So let us say this angle is M. So this M is nothing but, it will be, this distance is -2 and this and this distance is -1. So it was tan inverse -2 by -1, which is tan inverse 2, and tan inverse 2 is coming out to be 63.43 degrees. So this angle M is nothing but 63.43 degrees. Therefore, this angle is 180 degree minus 63.43 degrees, whose value is as mentioned here, 116.57 degrees. So this angle is 116.57 degrees, and we also need to know this particular angle. Let us say it is N. So N is nothing but, it is equal, this is the two sides, these two are equal sides. Therefore, these two angles will be same, and this angle is 63.43 degrees. So we have got all the 4 angles, 90 degree, 90 degree, this 116.57 degrees, and this as 63.43 43 degrees. So phi d is equal to 180 degree minus sum of these angles plus sum of the angles drawn from this to this pole from the 0, that is 90 degree. We are talking about this angle. This is a 0 and that angle which is formed is 90 degree. So this is coming out to be 0 degree. So angle of departure is 0 degree, which means that this complex pole, when it is moving towards infinity, it will departure at the 0 angle, and this, the root locus is symmetrical about the real axis. So angle of departure here also is 0 degree. For ready reference, I have taken the sketch of the system from the MATLAB. We can see that these are the two complex poles and the loci will start at this open loop pole and tend towards infinity. This is the 0 axis. This is the 0 degree, 0 angle what we are talking about. Now, looking at this, we can see that there is no breakaway point, as because here the pole is marked at the origin and we have 1, 0 marked at -1. That means this root locus will start at the open loop pole from the origin and end at this open loop 0, -1. Now, looking at this, the loci will start at -2 and tend towards infinity with the angle of asymptote as 180 degree. So there are no breakaway point. How we can find out the breakaway point? The breakaway point is found out by finding the solution of dk by ds. The dk by ds equation comes out to be this, and when you equate to 0 to find the solution, these are the 4 values of the solution of dk by ds. It can be seen that neither of them lie on the real axis. So there is no breakaway point. Now to find the part of the root locus which intersects with the imaginary axis. So simply put, S is equal to j omega. We get g j omega, h j omega, and this is the expression. Rationalize the term. When you rationalize the term and equate the imaginary part to 0, this is the expression we are getting. Just to ease the solution, we are taking x is equal to omega square, and when we solve x, these are the two values which are obtained. X is equal to 6.53 and minus 1.53. This is not a feasible solution. Therefore, we are taking x is equal to 6.53, and since we are to find the value of omega, so omega was taken as, omega square was taken as x. Therefore, omega will be plus or minus root 6.53. So omega comes out to be plus or minus 2.56 radians per second. So that means the intersection of this root locus with the imaginary axis having an angle of departure as 0 degree is minus 2.5. That means it will start from here and terminate at infinity, and this also will start at here and terminate at infinity. This is minus 2.5 and this is plus 2.5. So this has been sketched on the MATLAB and the figure looks like this. So this is the root locus, this is the origin, this is the 0 at -1, this is a pole at -2, there is a pole at -1 plus j2, and there is a pole here -1 minus j2, and therefore there is a pole here at -1 and minus j2. So these are the two complex poles. The root loci starts at the open loop pole and tends towards infinity, and this starts at open loop pole and tends towards infinity, and this is starting from 0 and ends at an open loop 0, and this starts at the open loop pole and tend towards infinity. So, this is the root locus sketch for the given practice question. Thank you.